Hey guys, what is going on? Robrigo here with the noobs, and in today's video I'm going to take a look at Hazard Zone in Battlefield 2042 and give my recommendations on the best build loadout for that mode. And this will include your solo build as well as the best team build if you're playing with friends. So let's get straight into it. So Hazard Zone is a mode with up to 32 players and 4 players on each team. And you need to find data drives and extract from the map with them in order to gain dark market credits, and these can be spent on your loadout in future matches. Due to several factors in game, your loadout is really important if you're going to successfully extract. Now you're not always going to be playing with squad mates that you know, and so you may not have much control over random teammates' loadouts. But what you can do in this situation is adapt your solo loadout to work well even with random teammates. As I'm going through these builds, by the way, let me know in the comments below if you agree or not. And remember, there's no right or wrong answer. First off, for our solo build, we need an operator, and I'd recommend going with either Irish or DOZER. Irish is great because it can place down the fortification system, which is really useful when camping the extraction zone before the chopper lands. In a similar vein, DOZER can come in handy with the riot shield to cover himself and his squad mates. This riot shield was temporarily removed so that the devs could nerf it, but it's now back and is a really valuable asset to any team. Paige is also a great operator choice, as she possesses the acquisition perk, so whenever an enemy hits you, their position is going to be revealed, and this is great for the large maps that you play on in Hazard Zone. The reason I wouldn't recommend Paige up front is you do need to be level 25 in order to use this operator. There's also not really any point in using operators like Falk, who provides medical support, or Angel, who gives ammo, because basically any of the operators can equip medical and ammo crates, and you can also revive down teammates regardless of which operator you're playing as. For your primary weapon in a solo build, assuming you have enough dark market credits, I find that the DM7 marksman rifle is really good to use. And if you put a scope on it, this weapon can really help the team on large map sizes. Moving on to gadgets, and I cannot stress this enough, make sure that your team only has one data scanner. Again, for solo builds, this isn't easy to control, so if one of your team has one, just make sure that you don't pick it as your gadget. Multiple team members having the spotter is just going to end up with half the team going one way and half the team going off to a different data drive location. It's really important in gadget selection to wait and see what your team goes for when playing solo. I've mentioned the data scanner, so you most likely don't need to go with that. If no one in your team picks the RECOILLESS M5, which is the rocket launcher, then make sure to pick this up. It's a vital piece of equipment because dotted around the maps are lots of vehicle call-ins, and they're often the type of vehicles that have a minigun on top. If you encounter an enemy team, or even the AI who can drive them as well, and you don't have a hard counter like the rocket launcher, then your whole team is basically done for. You can also make the case here for the medical and ammo crate, so do try and wait for your team selection, and then go with whichever item hasn't been picked for those three. You will have games where everyone just goes with a data scanner, either because they're new to the game or they don't have the dark market credits to spend. In this case, I would go with the rocket launcher if you can afford it. For throwables, it's a pretty standard frag grenade, which is free, and this does save your credits for more pressing items. If you're planning to play as a medic though, smoke grenades can be quite useful too. That brings us on to tacticals, and depending on the amount of slots you've got available to fill, I'd go with this build order. First and foremost, just get some armour. It's completely free and it will help you tank those few extra shots in your first engagement. If you've got extra slots or have some credits to spend, I'd then go with a squad redeploy for 100 credits. Although you can find these around the map, it is no guarantee, and getting your squad back into the game early on if you come across an enemy team is really valuable and great team play. Lastly, I'd go with the faster healing too, and this is going to heal you 50% faster. This is on the expensive end though at 400 credits. So with this solo build, you're looking at 300 credits for the rifle, 100 for the rocket launcher, and the same price if you go with the ammo or medical crate instead. And then anything ranging from 0 to 500 credits depending on the tacticals you want to use and that you can afford. This is a solid build and will allow you to contribute to kills for your team whilst also supporting them. So let's look at a team build. This is more for if you're in a squad with your friends and you can make a plan. Weapons wise, I'd have one DM7, which is the rifle we mentioned for the solo build, and I'd also have one LCMG, which is the light machine gun to provide covering fire. I'd then have one SWS-10 sniper rifle to provide sniper and long range cover, and you can then mix in either an SMG like the PBX-45 or just go for the standard M5A3, which doesn't cost you any credits. So gadgets for the team build, I'm going to say it again, one data scanner is all you need, just one. Then you can fill out the rest of the squad's gadgets with ammo crate, medical crate and the rocket launcher. Throwables, again, just needs to be a combination of frag and smoke grenades. I would say you just need one of your 4 teammates to have those smokes, to provide cover if needed. I haven't touched on operators too much for the squad build, because given you'll have 4 of the 10 available operators present anyway, you're always going to have a good mix. In terms of tacticals, definitely go with the free armor that I mentioned earlier in the solo build, and then try and mix into the squad at least one squad redeploy. A data storage can also be valuable, and this increases your ability to hold up to 2 additional data drives. But this is only really useful if you're planning to stick around until the second extraction. Insider information is also a valuable tactical, and gives you a 30-second heads up on data capsule drops. So they're my recommendations for solo and team builds in Hazard Zone. I think this gives a good balance of hard counters against things like vehicles, whilst also having weapons with range, and tacticals that focus on both team play and self-protection like armour. But these are just my recommendations, and there's no right answer in this game mode. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with this build, and what you would tweak to get that maximum chance of winning and getting out of there as one team with a bunch of data drives. Take care guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.